Hello friends, this is my KTM 390 Enduro R. As far as I can tell, I'm one of the first people to get one on YouTube, so before I take it out and do the first ride and get it dirty and potentially break it, I thought it might be worth doing a walk around to kind of show you what it looks like top to bottom, in case you can't get to a dealership or you're just not finding them anywhere near you, or you just want an idea what this bike looks like and what kind of feature it has. What kind of feature? What kind of features it has. I got my helper here. Chewy. Good boy. But he has to stay in the bed of the truck because he'll wander off. Gonna be some movie camera potential motion sickness here. Sorry, it is what it is. Let's just start with the exterior. Will work front to back. So this is the front of the bike. It's got that kind of classic KTM dual sport headlight. It reminds me a lot of the 500 XCF. LED turn signals, LED lighting, and when you turn the key on, there is a running light that makes you more visible to other drivers. Typical high fender, dual sport front fender. It comes with these Metzler Carews, which are not terrible off-road tires. They're probably a 70-30. You get the Apex forks. You got single caliper front brake. That's a Bi-Bray, which is Brembo's cheaper entry-level brand. These tires are tubed and spoked, obviously. Here's the brake line running up. Handguards are plastic and useless pretty much. They're decent branch deflectors. Mine came with a piece of masking tape for some reason that I just noticed. That's funny. It's KTM masking tape. That's $10 piece of tape right there. I don't know, I'll get that when I'm not holding a camera in my hands. Stock mirrors are fine. They're not really adjusted where I like them, but that's what they look like. Those will go pretty much immediately in favor of double take mirrors. On the right side of the bike as you're facing forward, to the left as you're facing back, is the radiator cap. You can see the radiator. There is a plastic guard on the radiator, which is better than nothing. Horn is there, and then the skid plate is interesting. You can see there's just a bracket there that attaches it to the engine. A very thin bracket. That's an interesting design, but there's no frame rail because the engine's a stressed member. That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what the aftermarket skid plate designs are going to look like. Coming down the side of the bike, orange fork guards. I really like this, the orange powder-coated frame. That's really cool. Kickstand is a little short for my taste, and it looks to be typically KTM flimsy. You have a folding shift lever, and I got to get the rubbers out of these foot pegs, but it is removable. You just need a wrench to get them out. You can see this is airbox access here on the left side, and this is the intake right there. So interestingly, very, very accessible, which is nice. That's going to make for quick air filter changes. Chain guard, rear tire, also a Metzler Carew, also a tube type. Not terrible traction. Right here on the side of the bike is where you put the key in to get the seat off. We'll do that in a minute. Going around the back, LED brake light, LED turn signals. It does have this huge whale tail, which I'm guessing will be tail tidied promptly by the aftermarket. Mounting points here for a rack, looks like. So that's good. There's going to be, I haven't even looked at the KTM Power Parts catalog. I probably should do that. Okay, on the right side of the bike, swing arm. You got a single caliper, single disc brake. This is where the rear shock linkage is, so it's offset like that, kind of interesting. But it's not in any danger. It's up on top of the bike there. There's the unique kind of low slung exhaust, which supposedly saves a bunch of weight. The brake lever is not folding, but it is adjustable. You can see there's a third hole there you can use to move it back if you have a shorter foot. Rear brake reservoir. There's that powder coated frame again. This is the coolant. Nice and easy to see and easy to fill. That's nice. There's your oil fill. There's your inspection window. Okay, anything else over here? Not really. All right, let's talk about the cockpit. So the seat is very similar to the 690, I think. Narrow enough at the front to get pretty far up on it, like a dual sport, but wide enough at the back to sit far back and be a little bit more comfortable while you're cruising on the highway. Probably going to put a seat pad on this. We'll find out after I do the first ride today. No rear rack of any kind, so you're going to need an aftermarket rack, or when I put the Moscow Reckless setup on there, I'll just run it underneath the tail for now. Keyed, unlockable gas cap. The key is right here on the gas tank, kind of like the 690, and actually I kind of hate it because I went to put the Moscow bar bag on here and it doesn't work. It's going to hit this, and I'm a little worried it'll hit it and turn it off. It's not a super far distance to switch it, and it doesn't take a lot of pressure, so my guess is if I turn the wrong way, that key would get turned off with that thing. So I don't love that design, but it is what it is, so we're going to deal with it. This is the rebound adjustment. This is the compression adjustment. There is 30 clicks on each of them, and the recommended settings are on a sticker underneath the seat. Here is the start switch, sliding kill switch, starter button. Over here we've got headlights. This is the ABS disable, which I haven't figured out how to make work yet. This is how you navigate all your menus, turn signal, horn. And the levers, both brake and clutch, are adjustable with this little nubby right here. Also, easy to miss, USB charger right here on the side. USB-C looks like, right on the side of the dash. So let's turn it on. Ready to race, just to remind you. Okay, it loves to tell you that the side stand is up. I'm gonna cancel that. So it's in off-road mode right now. So if you wanna switch modes, you press over on the D-pad, go to ride, and then ride mode, and then it's in off-road, so you go down to street, press over, and it switches. You can configure street, traction control, off or on the street, and display mode, standard, reduced, standard. Standard has the tack, reduced does not. Not a ton of options here. Just while we're in here, let's look at the other options. Info gives you trip 1, trip 2, coolant temperature, oil temperature, the battery voltage, odometer, 7 whole miles on this thing. Clock and date that you can set, service intervals, and warnings, which I'm guessing side stand out, yes. Thanks for that information, so helpful. So this is the street dash, and if you go into the ride mode and switch it to off-road mode, you get off-road ABS, which means the rear is off, and off-road traction control, which I'm not sure is possible to disable, actually. That'll be interesting to figure out. It might be. Oh, it probably isn't here. Yeah, it definitely is. So you can turn it off, okay? You can also configure the display mode in here, but if you'll see when I go back out, the off-road display is very minimal. It's just the speedometer and the gear indicator, no tachometer or anything like that, plus all your idiot lights down here at the bottom. It's a very minimal dash. So if you press down, this is what you get. And you can set these. I don't know if it has a fuel gauge. I haven't really played with it. It doesn't on the dash. And I think that's just your low fuel, like it tells you how far you've gone since the light came on. But I don't think this thing has a fuel gauge, which is pretty weird for a bike made in 2025, but it's cheap, so whatever. So let's pull the seat off. I'll show you what's underneath. So you need your key, and you put your key actually on the low side of the bike, right here in the keyhole. Shocker, I know. Did not come with this keychain. I had to add that. Sad really. You can get those at motocampnerd.com though if you want one. Pop this up. Seat comes off, and underneath, so very clean. This is the toolkit. I'll open that up in a second, but you can see batteries under here, I think. Yeah, battery and everything. It's not secured. They failed me on the PDI, I guess. But here is everything that should be on the swing arm, but isn't. So, oh yeah, this is just not lined up correctly. Something's in the way. So it likes premium fuel, air pressure, 2929, 2932 in the rear. If you have mad payload, max payload, 295 pounds. Uh-oh. Engine oil, fully synthetic, shocker, 15W50. I'm guessing it's Motortrex, that's what they want you to have. And the airbox is easy to access underneath this. So that's what's underneath the seat, and the toolkit here is very basic. Here's what you got, 2 rubber O-rings for some reason, a 17 and a 14, not even a 10 or a 12, that's pretty weird. 2-way screwdriver and 3 Allen keys, that's it. That's all you have. Oh, I can adjust the bars with this, so that's good. At least it's some of the useful Allen key sizes. The lack of a 10 millimeter is kind of shocking, but that's the whole toolkit. Seat comes on and off really easily, so that's nice. I was paranoid I'm gonna leave that there and then kick it and break it off in the keyhole. I think that's it. What did I miss? We got electronics, we got the exterior, we got what's under the seat. Here's a good look at the bike from the side. So let me know what you think of the 390 Enduro R. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm gonna go ride this thing today and start doing the break-in miles a lot harder than I'm supposed to, but I'm not just gonna putt around at 3,000 RPMs for 600 miles, so I bought this to ride it. Let's go ride the damn thing. But that's it. That's your walk around of the 390 Enduro R. Now on to riding the damn thing.